up guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah D'Angelo and this is my first YouTube video. Now my channel is really going to be in regards to how to live a more fulfilling life, and more than that, just that, how to create your own path and to love the life that you live. In today's video I'm going to go over a little bit more step by step of what I did to take the first step into creating my own path. Mine's a little bit drastic, and I'm not saying you have to do anything close to what I'm doing, but the steps that I took I think are going to be helpful for you, whether it's what I did, what it's not what I did. Anyways, so I quit my job. Crazy, I know, I'm insane, but it is really that thing that's going to push me towards doing what I actually want to do. So before I dive into the different tips that I have for you if you're considering leaving your job, I want to go into a little bit about the why. Now, I really want to stress the fact that I did not hate my job. I loved my coworkers, I was working in a great environment, I liked what I did, but for about a year, there was something inside of me that just was wondering, like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing for the rest of my life? Am I supposed to be working in this cubicle, 5 days a week, 9 hours a day, essentially, for, the next 50 years? Like, that did not sound appealing to me, and I kept pushing myself, like, Sarah, if you stay here now, you'll never, take the chance to do it later. So for about a year, I just was having this feeling that, there has to be more to life. And I finally just decided to do it because I got fed up with the fact that I could be thinking about it all I want, but if I'm not taking action, I know I'll regret it. So I did it. I pulled the trigger and I, said c'est la vie and quit my job. And I really don't regret it. I've only experienced a short time of not being in my job, but I can honestly tell you that I'm so excited about the unknown. Usually I'm the type of person that fears the unknown, but ever since I've taken the leap and quit my job, I feel so empowered and I feel so excited that I actually am able to do what I love. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the different tips that I have for you so that if you are thinking about doing the same thing, you kind of understand what the process would look like, as at least what it looked like for me. So stay tuned. All right, so tip number 1 is going to be identify the reason why you're feeling the way that you do. Sit down and ask yourself why. What is driving me to feel this way? Personally, it was more about me being able to travel and work remotely. I really wanted to be able to explore the world and have the flexibility to work from wherever I wanted. There could be many reasons as to why one might want to quit their job, but I really recommend that you actually identify the reason why you want to. It's very subjective, but at the end of the day, it's your life, and if you don't understand the reason why you're feeling the way that you do, I don't think you'll ever really go through with it. So that is tip number 1, identify the reason you're feeling this way. So tip number 2 is super simple, but it really does go a long way, is write it down. I can't stress this enough. People really underestimate the ability of a pros and cons list, but for me, it brought so much clarity to me that all of the pros I wrote down really outweighed the cons. So I highly recommend that you sit down and do that because, again, it'll really make things a lot more clear for you. Tip number 3 is do your research. Now, I promise you, you will not want to go about this blindly. This is far too important for you to just go out on a whim and be like, c'est la vie, like I'm just going to go figure it out for myself. No, I promise you, do your research. Connect with others who have done it. Look online, Google, YouTube, Instagram. Like, I promise you, if you do your research, it'll lead you to a much better process as to what you're going to do once you leave your job. So please make sure you do your research. I think it'll really go a long way for you rather than, just up and leaving. However, there is a catch-22 to this one, because at some point you really need to stop doing your research and just pull the trigger. Like, there's not enough research that you could do that will actually get you to do it. Tip number 4, guys, is going to be have a plan. Right after you do all your research, that's great, you've done it, but you need to make sure that you actually sit down and write down what your plan is going to be. Human nature, and especially what most of us are used to, is being on a routine. You wake up in the morning, you get ready, you go to your work, you work for 8 hours a day, you come home and do whatever it is in the rest of your schedule. once you leave your job, that routine is no longer in place. So if you don't have a plan on what your goals are, what your daily or weekly schedule is going to look like, you're going to be all over the place. And I promise you that it's going to stress you out a lot more if you don't actually have a plan set in place. So make sure you sit down with yourself, figure out what it is that you want to do with the day, with the week, with the month. What is your 6-month goal? What is your year goal? Whatever it might be, having a plan is going to be a very, very helpful way for you to actually move forward with quitting your job. So tip number 5, the last and final tip, is one that I wanted to save to the end because it's something that I don't think people would expect, and it's really something I wish I would have known going into it, and that is going to be embrace the emotions. Now, sounds weird, right? Embrace the emotions. I can't stress this enough. When I was going through the process of leaving my job, there was so many thoughts going through my head a million miles a minute. Like, one second I was feeling happy, the next one I was feeling scared, then I was anxious, then I was excited. It was a constant circle going through my head, and I really felt all over the place. I wish back then, like when going through the process, I would have known that it's really just part of it. You know, you can't control all those feelings going through your head, but you can control the outcome and stay true to yourself. You know, you are doing this for a reason. So all those doubts that you have going through your head, they're just there because you're human, and it's scary what you're doing. You're taking a big step. So just remember that when you have those thoughts going through your head, just embrace it. It's part of the process, and I promise you the outcome will be so worth it. So as I was going through the process, I actually was able to document a few of the feelings that I had. So I wanted to go ahead and share those with you just so you can kind of see what I was going through. All right, you guys, I'm just leaving for work for my morning commute, and the anxiety is really, really starting to kick in about this conversation with my boss. So I'll let you guys know how I feel after the talk, but wish me luck. Hey guys, I am driving right now, so apologize if I'm not looking at you and actually paying attention to the road. But I just wanted to get on here because today was a really, really rough day for me. I'll just kind of tell you what happened. So ever since I told my boss a few days ago that I was going to, be leaving, I don't have a set date or anything, but that's what the plan is. I've had a lot of, regret, or I don't know if you want to call it, like, I guess I'll call it like quitter's remorse, like you have like buyer's remorse. I'm having quitter's remorse. And I think the anxiety is just really starting to take over, and I'm starting to like put it out on, I think, other people, because I feel like I'm losing control of like my purpose. So that's how I've been feeling today. I'll update you as time goes on, and every day's a roller coaster. Maybe I'll feel better tomorrow. I don't know, but I'll let you know. Bye, guys. All right, guys, so those are the 5 helpful tips that I have for you if you're considering leaving your job. Now, in my next video, I'm actually going to go into a little bit deeper what my plan is, so that I can share that with you and dive a little bit deeper as to what that will look like. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you did find it helpful for you, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that way you can continue along the journey with me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope we can do this again sometime.